Welcome back, A-Pushers, to another episode of Mr. B APUS History. On today's episode, the end of the Civil War. Let's get that knowledge. Let's get those notes. We'll start off with some quotes. The whole army is burning with an insatiable desire to wreak havoc upon South Carolina. I almost tremble for her fate. William Tecumseh Sherman, telegram to Commanding General Ulysses S. Grant, September 1864. War is cruelty. You cannot reform it. The crueler it is, the sooner it will be over. William T. Sherman, Union General. This is what we're dealing with here. Let's go. The election of 1864, Republicans nominated Abraham Lincoln. Of course. They endorsed his war strategy and demanded the Confederate unconditional surrender, calling for a constitutional amendment to abolish slavery. To attract the border states and Democratic voters, they changed their name to the National Union Party instead of the Republican Party and chose Andrew Johnson, a Unionist Democrat from Tennessee, as the vice president. What could go wrong? Democrats nominated George McClellan, the former Civil War general who had butted heads against Abraham Lincoln about fighting the war. He rejected emancipation and condemned Lincoln's repression of domestic dissent. The Democrats split into War Democrats, who wanted to continue fighting, and Peace Democrats, who wanted negotiation, peace settlement to end the war. Peace Democrats were given the name Copperheads after the poisonous snake because they were so dangerous to the Union. The fall of Atlanta in 1864, Sherman captured Atlanta right before the election, a boost for Union morale right before the election. Lincoln won the election, and the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery was ratified in 1865. 13th Amendment, no more slavery. Hard War. William Tecumseh Sherman, after capturing Atlanta, brought the war to the civilians. This is known as the Hard War philosophy. Burned Atlanta to the ground. Marched his army from Atlanta to Savannah through Georgia, a 300-mile march to the sea, destroying, burning, looting, and freeing slaves as they went. They easily captured Savannah, then moved north through South Carolina on his way to attack Richmond from the south. The South was demoralized. Confederate soldiers deserted by the hundreds, thousands. Grant captured Richmond, the Confederate capital. But the war didn't over until finally General Lee surrenders at the Appomattox Courthouse in 1865. Now the Civil War was over. Effects of the Civil War. The Union was preserved. Slavery destroyed. Southern factories, cities, and railroads ruined. Hundreds of thousands of dead and wounded soldiers, both in the North and the South. Northern businesses flourished, a new financial aristocracy setting us up for the post-Civil War time period of industrialization. The South would need to be reconstructed, which will be the subject of our notes next time. So look for that new episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, put them in the comments too. Until next time, this is Mr. B, APUS History.